Josh Allen was not good his first 3 seasons in the NFL.
Turnover machine.
His first 3 years, and Bills fans were like, "Oh, we don't want him here no more. We don't." And then they got Diggs. They built that offensive line up a little bit better. Sean McDermott brought in a new OC, if I'm not mistaken. And look what he did, So it's not fair to assess somebody who hasn't even played it. Josh played 3 full seasons and was still bad. Anthony hasn't even played 1 full season worth of games yet.
Literally.
What is going on, everybody? I'm your host, Aiden, and this is Between the Hashes. We got a different co-host today. It is my friend Jason.
What up?
You guys didn't see the video because it wasn't posted because I didn't use my mic like an idiot, but he was here yesterday with us talking about some stuff. So
yes, sir.
I was like, man, you're just so cool. Let's bring him back for, another ride. We're going to go over some good stuff. Tyreek got released. That's pretty interesting.
Big Bradley Chubb too?
Bradley Chubb too. That's right. We're going to talk about some running back drama going on with the league. Anthony Richardson will end it off with Dak because, he's your guy. So
yes.
We'll just have fun. If you guys are watching on your TV, man, get something to drink. It's going to be a chill, fun environment, I hope. And if you're not subscribed, maybe, consider joining. Love to have you on the channel. We are
for sure
past 100 subs now, actually. I'm at like 110, which is awesome. We've been growing pretty well, and I appreciate you guys for real. So let's just start it with Tyreek, man. Tyreek Hill was released as of February, what is today? 2026. Yep. So it's just interesting because the season was cut short, right? With the broken leg, obviously, when his leg was facing all awkward and stuff.
Ooh, it was bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. He's kind of to his main weapon, so you're kind of looking at it like Miami might be trying to clean house, especially with Bradley Chubb leaving too.
Yeah, I agree. And they released him and they saved $22 million in cap, but they took on $28 million in dead cap for this season. So I think they're just trying. I think Tua's next. I think new coach. I think out with the old and with the new. Honestly, I think that's what's going to go on.
I think that's what they need to do. They tried Mike McDaniel. They tried Tyreek and Tua and Waddle. I think Waddle will stay, obviously, just because.
I think he's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll stay just because he's young. He's part of that young core. But I think you're right. Tua might be next. I think they're gonna try to maybe heavily pursue somebody in free agency or the draft. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Now, when it comes to Tyreek and his impact, I mean, just looking at the numbers, he had 4,733 yards, 27 touchdowns in just little mental math here, like a little over 3 seasons, like 3 seasons and 4 games because of his injury. I mean, that's pretty good production, and you're just kind of releasing him like that. But he's also 32. 31?
Yeah, and he's almost, I think his birthday's coming up March 1st, actually.
It's kind of funny.
I think it's big because, like, is it maybe his injury? Do you think maybe his injury ain't looking too good, like his recovery ain't doing too good, so they released him? Or is it clean house? Or was it maybe they just don't like Tyreek and how he acts? He has some off the field stuff. Not major, but you never know. You don't know what it is.
And when you're a guy like Tyreek that relies on so much speed, to break your ankle and tore multiple ligaments in your knee and everything, who's to say you're going to be that same guy coming back, It's different if you're like an Odell Beckham who's just a route runner, or like if you're like a Devontae Adams who's also that shifty route runner, When you're a guy that relies purely on speed, any ACL injury, any ankle, leg, knee, anything of your lower extremities, it's going to be hard to bounce back from that, Yeah,
but this is if you think about it, this is Tyreek's first time getting to choose where to go. Yeah. He's a free agent. You never. Yeah. I think honestly, the Chiefs wouldn't be a bad position actually because like Eric Bieniemy is back. They need receivers. He says he loves Coach Reed. Yeah. So
that a reunion in KC would be pretty interesting.
It would be.
Who would wear number 10 though, Pacheco or Hill?
I guess Hill got to get a new number.
Yeah, you better kick rocks, buddy. See, I like the Chiefs. I think that's a good fit because, Mahomes kind of has like the, not necessarily weapon problem, but like, let's be real, the production hasn't been the same since Tyreek left,
Yeah, I was thinking maybe LA to Herbert because like he has no receivers. He likes warm weather.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think Herbert could use some receivers. The 49ers.
Yeah.
because it'd be huge for Brock Purdy to get another weapon. Because wasn't it Brandon Ayuk that's had some, like,
Yeah,
he's no longer a 49er,
John
right?
Lynch, yeah, he's openly said, like, 49ers are not going to bring back Brandon Ayuk. Like, he's played his last down.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a good fit. I'd like that for the Niners. I really like the Chargers one. That'd be interesting because I think if he goes to the Chargers and you get Joe Alt back, Rashawn Slater.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of his name. I knew it was, they lost two key guys on the offensive line. I knew it was Joe Alt and somebody else. But yeah, Rashawn Slater. You get a fully healthy Chargers team, bring in Tyreek, a guy like Tyreek that could help that system. That'd be pretty deadly. I think that'd be fun.
because, like, they honestly, even with the tackles out, they still had a good run game or a decent run game compared to some of these other teams. And so you get a good run game. You get Tyreek, Quinton Johnston. I think that's his name. It could be good offense. It could be top 10, top 5, maybe.
He took a big step up this year, Quentin Johnston. He kind of had the problems his first 2 years, especially with drops. And I think he cleaned up the drops a little bit more. I think he was more reliable this year. And I think
he was.
You could tell Herbert trusted him a little bit more this year. And that's good. They're building that chemistry. And yeah, dude, adding somebody like Tyreek to maybe take some of the pressure off of Quentin Johnston, to take the pressure off of Lad McConkey, who's your slot guy. If you bring in a true X receiver like that, there's so many things you could do schematically wise.
I don't think they have a speedy guy in LA, really. So if you get Tyreek and he's fast, his routes are good too. He's like, I think people sleep on how good of a route runner he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when I said rely on speed earlier, like, I just meant, like, when you think of Tyreek, you think of fast.
I mean, he might be the fastest guy in the NFL.
Right, so I just was more so saying that. But yeah, he's a good route runner. He has sneaky good hands. I feel like people underrate that a lot, too.
Yeah, I don't feel like he ever drops it, really.
Yeah, like, if it's in his vicinity, and I think we've seen that a lot with Tua, because Tua's super, like, whatever. I'm a Patriots fan. I hate the Dolphins. But Tua is accurate when he is healthy and when he has time. He is accurate. He could throw. I think he's the best anticipation thrower in the NFL. And I think that's why Tua and Tyreek worked so well, that year they were together, a couple years they were together, is because the timing went with the elite route running and speed. They just kind of coexisted.
And I'm going to have to agree with you. I do like Tua. I think Mike McDaniel was a problem, because even with Mike McDaniel, he had that one season where I think he threw 27 touchdowns. I don't really know what his interception was, but I don't think it was horrible. I thought he was doing pretty good. I think that if you get him a good system, I think he can win you 9 games, 10 games even.
Yeah. I think people are definitely starting to, like, underrate Tua a little bit. And I understand the injuries and, like, the concussions and all the stuff that's been happening with him.
Yeah, he is kind of a health risk, but...
Right, but, like, we got to think of when this dude was healthy. And when he was at Bama, like, people are taking away the accuracy from Tua and taking credit away from Tua when it's not deserved. Like, I know he's had a stretch of bad games and, last couple of years haven't been his best, but he's still really good.
Let's take a look at Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Right? Like, his first seasons were not great. But at the same time, he didn't play for a great organization as the Jets. And his other teams really didn't give him a chance, and now, look, he figured it out.
Coaching matters, man.
So, I think, like, it's a whole team thing. You gotta have a good team. So.
Yeah, you can't like, and this is a topic with the draft with Fernando Mendoza coming in is he gonna be able to, put the Raiders, because let's be real here, he's a lock to the Raiders as far as it's looking, right? Like, the dude has literally been asked about Raiders players and Raiders whatever, so I think that's a lock. But that's going to be another situation where you can't expect these young guys to come in and be the savior. We have only seen that how many times? I'll say Mahomes, but even then, the Chiefs were good before Mahomes.
Ben Roethlisberger, but he had a stacked team.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I think, if you're a GM, you have to build the team first and maybe in plan for your quarterback. You want, like, that's why you look at a lot of teams like the Falcons who don't really have a quarterback, like a true quarterback right now. I know Michael Penix, but they have the guys around him. They got Bijan, Kyle, Drake. They have a good offensive line. Their defense is pretty damn good. James Pierce was a really good rookie. So maybe that's the way to go, is to build the team first and then bring in your franchise guy.
And you can tell the Falcons don't I mean, no diss on Michael Penix, like he can get better, but when they brought in Kirk Cousins, they played better.
Yeah, he's a veteran. He knows the systems. He knows defenses. Like,
and so if they got like a number one guy, if they got legit guys, I think they win the South.
oh yeah. I think they're out of reach. I mean, they're way out of reach, dude. They pick like late teens, I think, for a quarterback. But if you can make a move up, I know Dante Moore said he's coming back to Oregon, so I guess that wouldn't really work. But like, there's quarterbacks in the draft that I think would help the Falcons right now.
I mean, or maybe Michael Penix get better by Kirk Cousins helping him.
Right, yeah. That's another thing I really don't like is when the teams give up on their guys so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you draft a guy, especially when they're a high pick, and you're expecting them to like bring out the eye-popping numbers, and you're expecting them to be this and be that, and you don't allow them time to develop, I think it messes with their confidence.
It for sure does.
Which is what we kind of seen with Tua early on, with Brian Flores and all that. Like,
and now you're seeing like super old people playing in college. It's going to be weird bringing guys to the NFL. They're going to be like 26, 27 playing. Imagine if they're not ready then. How are you not ready at 26?
Yeah,
I think that's why Tyler Shuck is doing so good. Yeah. We're doing pretty good.
Tyler Shuck, it was really good for the Saints. I think it's funny to say this, but he might have been, I think he probably was the best rookie quarterback. Unless you want to throw Cam Ward in there because his situation is kind of, but in terms of like, in terms of maybe like overall production, I think Tyler Shuck was the best.
He did pretty good for what he had.
Yeah, his TD to interception ratio wasn't horrible. He threw a good amount of yards, and he wasn't even the starter the full year, So that's a good point. But I also look at it like, I also understand why teams move on so quick because look at guys like Jamarcus Russell, who just sucked for years. And
Ryan Leaf,
Johnny Manziel. So it goes hand in hand about, whether teams move on or don't move on. And we're going to talk about a guy later on that, is kind of in the same boat as that. Next thing I wanted to bring up is it worth investing in running backs still in 2026? Now, this is a highly touchy subject because of, the league has changed, right? It's no longer the run heavy league. It's no longer the ground and pound league. It's definitely more pass heavy. But look at guys like Saquon, who came into Philadelphia and his first year there, immediate impact, won a Super Bowl. I think of guys like Derrick Henry too. But at the same time, dude, how much production can a running back help you win?
I mean, I think if you think of like Philly might be top 5 O-line in football. The Ravens have a good O-line. I think that, I just don't think it is worth drafting early running backs like in the first round because a lot of them, like, if you don't have a good O-line, they're not going to pan out anyways. So I think it's better to spend on O-line first to get a good, because then you can get a cheap running back and it can be good. It's shown that average running back, like lower round running backs, get more production than first rounders.
That's a crazy stat. Wow. Yeah. I look at teams like the Lions too, who took Jameer at like 12, right? In 23. And so to your point, maybe offensive line first and then running back, because you look at Genty and what he did with that Raiders offensive line. He didn't look like Boise State Ashton Genty. There was flashes, but it's so hard to just invest so much draft capital into a guy who, at the end of the day, isn't a quarterback, right? So it's just, plus another thing you got to think of is the short career lifespans of running backs, like the Zeke, dude, what a monster he was, dude. His prime was not long. It was not long, man. How many
drafted 10 years ago?
Wow, way to make me feel old. I appreciate it. Yeah, the lifespan of running backs, if you're a running back and you're hitting 27, 28, 29, Derrick Henry might be an anomaly because that dude just never ages, I guess.
Yeah, he's huge and
dude just produces no matter what. Good. But now, take a look at what Saquon did, though. But now I think that's more so offensive line play than Saquon.
Like, if you look at this year, Saquon didn't really do too hot compared to the years previous. And so I think it's a pass heavy league. And so they're looking to pass. And there are different running backs there, like you said, Derrick Henry or Saquon. But if you look at somebody like the Chargers, I think they got what's his name?
Amari
The guy
Hampton.
They drafted him, and then they had somebody else. I think they had like Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, them. They did good with both. I think you can do good with any running back, like Raheem Mostert for Miami a couple years ago, or who's their guy right? I can't think of their guy right now.
In Miami,
Devon Achane. Yeah,
Devon Achane. Yep,
he's good.
Oh yeah, he's a beast, dude. He's quick. And that kind of brings me to another point, is kind of what you were talking about there, is the running back by committee. It's, there's more teams doing it. There's more teams that are spreading the workload, and, they prefer the versatility, the change of pace guys like New England. We have Ramondre and Travion. Now, Travion is definitely underutilized, but Ramondre's kind of the power guy. And then you got Travion, who's the speed guy. So you could just switch it up, and that affects the defense. So why spend so much draft capital when, you could just get 2 or 3 guys later on who could just come in and produce?
Yeah.
Travion was a 2nd round pick, and Ramondre, dude, was like a 4th round pick, I want to say. Like, production's everywhere.
If you want to, think about it, if you can keep 2 running backs 100% throughout the game, or just, not that workloaded, all that defense, they're not switching out as much as the running backs are going to be. So if you're just running the ball a day and you're getting healthy runners against a tired defense, either they're not catching them or they're just going to get a broken tackle because they're ready.
Yeah, it's easier for the running backs to come in and sub than it is for like a defensive lineman or like a linebacker. Corners are probably a little different because they're lighter, so they don't probably get as tired easily. But yeah, that's a good point too. Is there's just more, like, you could wear a defense down more doing that when you keep your guys coming in and rotating. That's a good point. Yeah, it's just hard to want to be like, yo, we're gonna take you. I know we've seen Saquon go number 2 overall, but like, when was the last time a running back was drafted at like number 1? I don't even know. I could think it right now off the top of my head.
I couldn't.
So it's just not worth it because everybody's trying to find their quarterback. It's constantly, there's so much turnover at the quarterback position right now that you really need a running back when you can find the same value of production down the board.
Yeah, and if you look at like Rico Dowdle from free agency, like, there's a lot of free agents I think that are good right now in the NFL and running back wise. And like Rico Dowdle, he played good. David Montgomery played good. Like, David Montgomery's going to get starting money.
Yeah. That's another thing is, like, when you have these running back by committees, is that's also a thing that could bite you in the ass, is when you have like a Demo and a Jameer, when you got 2 starting caliber guys on your team and they're both wanting that money, the starting money, like, what do you do with them?
You got to make a tough decision.
Demo might be leaving, bro. Like, it's just what it is, because I think he's gone too. I just don't think Detroit can pay, because Jameer's going to want a contract here soon too. You're going to pay Demo over Jameer? I wouldn't. I would not do that at all. I mean, I love David Montgomery, obviously, but like,
you got to take the younger guy.
The younger, better guy, I believe.
Yeah.
Let's just put it like it is. Jameer's better. Jameer came in and won the starting role. I know they split backfields, but Jameer's essentially the starter, in my opinion. So he came in and he won that.
I think so.
Yeah. It's just, there's just so much back and forth with the running back position, and they're always coming in and out. They're always getting injured. They're always, getting traded, or whether they're free agents coming in. The production is everywhere. It's not like quarterbacks where it's like a thin line and then the rest is like you get what you get. With running backs, I think that line is kind of wider down the board.
Yeah, and sometimes it can even flip in one season. Like, running back, it just depends, I think, on your O-line. I think passing game, too. If you have a good passing game, it sets the running back up good.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's why I think of guys like Derrick Henry, which is kind of different than like the passing game being elite, but like Lamar Jackson, you got to worry about Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry back there. That opens
Yeah,
lanes for either Lamar or Derrick. It's like pick your
Zay
poison.
Flowers is not too bad.
Zay
Mark
Flowers is
Andrews
pretty
ain't
good.
too bad.
Yeah. I think the Ravens are like the team for Derrick Henry. I'm so glad he went there, dude. He just feels like a Raven. Next, I wanted to talk about, we kind of touched on it earlier with the quarterbacks, Anthony Richardson.
Mm.
What do the Colts do with Anthony Richardson? This dude is 6'4", 244 pounds, ran a 4.440. You want to know who else ran a 4.440? Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr., who is a 5'11", 200 and some pound wide receiver. Anthony Richardson is 5 inches taller and about damn near 100 pounds heavier, ran the same speed.
And he has a cannon.
That dude can launch it, man. He reminds me of Cam Newton, but I'm gonna say it. I think physically better than Cam Newton in terms of
He is a better
athleticism.
athlete. He's a better athlete.
Dude, I think Anthony Richardson was the highest scoring athlete quarterback, just pure height ever, dude. Like I think his grade was like 97, like athleticism, which is
he's
insane.
a dog.
But he can't
athletically.
He can't do the things a quarterback. I always see this with people is Anthony Richardson. He's such a beast. He's such a good athlete. The only downside is he plays quarterback. Like he can't play in structure of an offense. He really can't even play out of structure with the offense. But he has flashes where you're like, oh my God, dude. He makes like the craziest plays you ever see. I think of Florida, there's a play that I really think of. It was a 2-point play, maybe. I don't know. I don't exactly do this was years ago when I seen this, but he like pump faked, got the defender to jump up, spun, ran all the way out to the sideline as the defender's closing in on him, and then just like flicked it like it was nothing to the corner of the end zone on a pin. And you're like, what? And then you watch him try to throw a 10-yard out, and you're like, that's the pass you can't complete? The 10-yard out, the passes that you're supposed to do. So I think the inconsistency in the development of him is why maybe he's not the starter, right? Like, what do you think overall? Like, how should the Colts handle it?
I think honestly, they should keep him because
me too.
I think they've drafted around him. And so if you're going to draft around a guy, you can't be giving up on him too early. I mean, especially when he's a freak athlete.
He's 23.
He hasn't has he even had a full season?
Rookie year got hurt 7 games in. Second year got hurt 4 games in. And then this year had an injury in the preseason that kept him out all year.
Yeah, like in training or working out. And so honestly, I think he has to have a full season before we can really evaluate him on how good he is as an NFL QB. So we know how good he is as an athlete.
Yeah.
But we can't judge him when he's always coming back from injury because that's not a fair assessment. I don't feel like.
I like that. Yeah, I'm with you on they should keep him because, dude, I have so many. Every time we get on the topic of Anthony Richardson, I'm the number one advocate for it. Like, I have a whole film study breakdown in AR. I love AR. I love what he can do. Like, I'm a full-time advocate for him. It's just he's raw. He needs the time. And maybe him sitting out while Danny Dimes stepped in is what he needed. To take a step back from all the pressure that's on him and all the criticism that's on him and just really sit and watch and learn and develop. That's probably what he needed. We're talking about a guy who's 23. He might be 24 now. I don't think... Hang on. I'm going to look it up just so I don't get roasted in the comments here again. Richardson age. I think he's 23, though. He's 23. You want to know who else is 23? Drake May, who's in his second year. This is Anthony Richardson.
Already getting the Super Bowl, by the way.
Going into his 4th year. So, the dude is raw. He was the youngest quarterback in the league. He was 20 years old when he was drafted. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it. I think he turned 21 like a couple months after though, but like still 20 years old being drafted. So, and like you said, like their supporting cast I think is made for Anthony. You know, they got Michael Pittman, they got a great offensive line, they got John
Alex
Taylor,
Pierce, I think his name is.
Alex Pierce, yep. They got a good defense. They traded for Sauce Gardner. Like, I understand the Colts are trying to go all in.
I think they have a good tight end. I can't think of his
Tyler
name right
Warren.
now. Yeah, him. Yeah,
Yep.
he's good.
When you get your guy pieces, like I think what Ladd McConkey did for Herbert, in terms of development, is what Tyler Warren could do for Anthony Richardson. Because you need a security blanket. Every quarterback needs their best friend at tight end. So.
And I don't want to have to go back to Sam Darnold again, but look, I mean, I think or Josh Allen, right? 0 Super Bowl appearances so far, and he's a killer. But the thing is like, I feel like, there's so many teams that do keep their quarterback. Obviously, they're good, but like they haven't made to a Super Bowl, and so you think that so many young quarterbacks just like get like left, even though they're 23.
Yeah.
And it's rare to get to a Super Bowl. It really is. It's hard.
Yeah, dude, it is. Like you said, and this is another point I really love to bring up when talking about Anthony is Josh Allen was not good his first 3 seasons in the NFL.
Turnover machine.
That dude was horrible his first 3 years, and Bills fans were like, "Oh, we don't want him here no more. We don't." And then they got Diggs. They built that offensive line up a little bit better. Sean McDermott brought in a new OC, if I'm not mistaken. And look what he did, So it's not fair to assess somebody who hasn't even played it. Josh played 3 full seasons and was still bad. Anthony hasn't even played 1 full season worth of games yet.
Literally.
Like, it's just unfair to these young guys to, and I think it has a lot of due to go to like college and how they're treating them when everybody wants to leave for the money and nobody's sitting and developing anymore. Like, look at, and I'm kind of stealing this from Brady a little bit, but Tom Brady, I seen him talk about this, is the reason why he was so good is because he had to learn adversity. He had to learn what happens when you're the backup. That dude was like a 3rd string quarterback at one point, and he had to learn how to build himself up. Like, everybody nowadays is just, I'm getting a little off topic here, but it's just annoying with the college game when everybody is just trying to go get the bag and go start somewhere. Sit and develop.
And that's why you're seeing so many young quarterbacks in the NFL not doing good, is because of NIL, let me say. Because teams are just paying him and they're not developing him. They're paying and playing, but they're not. It's like, who can pay me the most, too? It's like, also the player's fault too, because you're giving 17, 18-year-olds millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And they're going out, they're partying, they're not developing.
I think it's going to ruin the game. I'm going to be honest. I think the NFL eventually will turn into a college-type system. Watch, because you're going to have all these shotgun-heavy guys who never played under center in their life before come in, and they're all going to be bad. So what, you're going to throw out every quarterback that comes in?
They went have an old league like Joe Flacco, Phillip Rivers, Stafford.
Like, the pocket passer's dead, in my opinion. The under center passers
it's
is
hard
dead.
to. It's hard to.
There is one guy right now that I think that truly can play under center still. Stafford.
Roger did okay.
Rodgers, okay, yeah. But in terms of like old generation, there's like 2 or 3 guys left, and it's a lot of shotgun heavy stuff now. It's NIL. It's players not developing. Players aren't ready. They come in raw. Every player coming in now is all I hear is they're a project. They're a project. Yeah. Why weren't they being developed at college then?
And even J.J. McCarthy, who won a national championship, and I know you say he had a run-heavy team, but I mean, I thought he passed well in college. I watched a decent amount of their games.
He played pretty good.
And I mean, I know he got injured, but he has not done very good.
No, he, and you can't even say supporting cast for J.J. McCarthy. That dude has the best receiver in the league.
Some would say, yeah.
Like,
most would.
You're throwing to Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson, Jordan Addison, and he's still putting up the atrocious numbers. It makes no sense to me. So I hate what college is doing to the sport I love, damn it. What are they doing?
For real, it's watered down NFL now.
It's just so annoying. I don't like that nobody's developing. You look at, like, who's another good example? Dude, they were trying to do the same stuff to Bryce Young when he first came in and he wasn't doing too hot. And look what he did this year. He got the time to develop. And he finally has, I think, put a strong case for being a good quarterback because he's got the time. Like, you can't give a guy no time and then be like, oh, yeah, you're not producing? There's the door, buddy. You're out.
Fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, dude, so passionate about this because what happened to the sport I love, man? Where
We love quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm a quarterback guy. All I know is quarterbacks.
Same.
I'm fucking, like, not to brag, but I did play DB in my day, but don't get that twisted. I was a QB guy through and through, man.
Yeah, we both attacking QBs.
Yeah. Dude, I love AR, though. I love AR. We're going to move on, though. I feel like we got a little off topic there, but hey, look, that's what the show's all about, baby.
Who doesn't like football?
Right, yeah. Look, if you're watching this, you're a big football guy, I'd hope, right? So
hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like button if you're still here, man. Subscribe, share it to your grandma. I know that's like my signature outro, but
share it to the haters on Instagram.
Yeah, share it to the haters on Instagram who clown me for saying Herbert's not top 5, which he's not. So
he's not.
No, dude. I was gonna say something, but we'll wait till after the show because it has nothing to do with anything. Next, we're gonna bring up Dak's future in Dallas. Oh, look at him. He's already stressing. He's like, oh, God, dude. We talked about it yesterday, but unfortunately I'm stupid and didn't have my mic plugged in. So I used some clips from it still, obviously, because your boy's got to put out content. But now we get to actually talk about it in depth. So I'm going to let you start this one out. You're the Cowboys guy. You know better than I do in terms of where you guys are at. So, like, you just break down to me what you expect from him coming up and, like, what's your timeline with Dak?
All right. What I expect, honestly, I expect him to play at another elite level like he did this season. I mean, we had a good offense already, right? And I don't think it's going to get much worse. I think we're keeping Javonte. I don't think anybody's really leaving. That's too crazy.
Not that I can.
And honestly, he had another full, healthy season. That's something that you can never take for granted when you have a quarterback that gets injured and then comes back. Is when he has a full, healthy season, no matter how well he plays, it's like a blessing. Because then, he can go into the off season this season, now coming back from an injury, but playing and training harder. And so I think it's really good. I mean, how long the range? Honestly, I think he can still play with us for 5 more years. I think it all depends on how well he plays. I think Jerry is comfortable in Dak. I think the team likes Dak, like the roster. And so I think that as long as he plays well, I think he'll stay on the team, honestly. I really do. I think most Cowboys fans probably agree.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I think, there's, like, people underrate Dak, I feel like, when it comes to this, because they kind of treat him like he's kind of a scrub. But the dude, he has 4 4,000-yard seasons, multiple Pro Bowl selections. He distributes the ball to your guys, like, really well. He's got the leadership and experience. We just talked about, like, his passing ability. Like, he's no scrub, right? I think the only thing that is against Dak right now, unfortunately, is just the playoffs. The inconsistent performances in the big playoff games. He had a 2-interception game in 2021 against the Niners.
He did.
He had a major turnover issue. He had almost 15 interceptions. He has almost 15 interceptions per season since 2019 on average. And I think it's just overall turnovers. I think it's just interceptions and fumbles. But still, 15 per season since 2019 is not, great. But there's also pressure on Dak to win these playoff games. And I just...
Some of the interceptions, I won't lie, are on him. But I think some of them come from, no lie, the receivers. And some of those seasons, if you watch it, the 2021 season, no lie, I think Dak had 6 or 7 interceptions that are actually on the receiver. But I'm not lying. And I think also the defense causes him to play hero ball sometimes, or we start off slow. Yeah. The Cowboys sometimes, we don't seem to play the first or second quarter as well as we do the third and fourth. And so I think he starts to play hero ball, and sometimes I think he just, he just chucks something in. And so I do think sometimes his interceptions have been high. Like I think 2019, like you said, I don't think he did good. 2020 he was hurt, and 2021, yeah, I think a lot of them come from hero ball and the defense not playing bad. I'm not gonna say all of them because he has thrown bad balls. Sometimes I just slap myself in the head. I'm like, bro. I'm like, it was right to the defense.
Yeah, that's how I felt watching Drake, dude. When we were only down by like not many, and then he just chucked an interception when it wasn't needed. We could have still won that game, man. Don't even give me.
I wanted y'all to.
Let's just rein it back into Dak before I lose my marbles.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, now another big thing against Dak is, well, it's not necessarily a big issue, but his contract. You know, the dude's making 40 plus a year. He's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. It limits Dallas's ability to build around him, which we touched on yesterday. You know, so is Dak's contract worth him staying the 4 or 5 years that you'd want?
I think so, because I think like every year the cap goes up, and every year quarterbacks are gonna want more. I think that if you saw like Trevor Lawrence has a deal that's close to Dak's.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty close.
I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes don't deserve it, but he's getting paid $50 million per year, which actually is not that much. Soon you're gonna get quarterbacks over $50 million that aren't close to being what Patrick Mahomes was.
Remember when Daniel Jones was like the high, or like the dude, like the something? He got paid a lot of money for more
like
than what Daniel Jones needed.
Top 5 money, like for what?
Daniel Jones got top 5 money. I think they were trying to justify it though for losing Saquon. They were like, "Oh yeah, we lost Saquon, but look, here's our franchise guy." No,
and I believe this is true. I don't know. I mean, I remember it was true years ago. I don't know if it's still true, but I believe since Dak entered the league, I think besides like Tom Brady, because he's the GOAT, I think Dak has the second most comeback wins currently as a current quarterback in the league right now. Maybe Stafford's above him.
I was gonna say I think Stafford's the one that I could think of, but still he's up there.
Comeback wins.
Yeah, he's up there, which goes to
comeback wins.
Which goes back to the defense not playing well. You know, if you have that many comeback wins, which is like, yeah, you're clutch, but that means you were down. You know, that means that you had to play hero ball, like you said, and you had to drag your guys out of the mud.
Or your offense wasn't playing very well, and you weren't playing very well. Now you just gotta play. You can't have any mistakes, and when you feel like you can't have any mistakes, you're probably not gonna play that well. Now, only a few guys can play like that.
Yeah, it's just, this is maybe one of the most polarizing subjects in the NFL, in my opinion, is Dak Prescott, because of how much money he's making, and people just want to see the success factor come with it, which I understand for Cowboys fans, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you can't put it all on Dak when, like you said, the defense, maybe the I think it's mainly the defense, in my opinion, the slow starts, playing from behind, forcing him to play hero ball, which kind of fluctuates his numbers a little bit when it comes to the turnovers. So I don't know if it's fair to put it all on Dak. So I'm
yeah, it's definitely not fair to put none of it on him either, though. So
yeah. Right, yeah, there's got to be a good mix. There's got to be a good mix. Like, yes, were there, like in 2021 when y'all played the Niners, could Dak have played better? Obviously.
Absolutely.
2 interceptions, not the best, you know, obviously. But at the same time, it's not like that was the only year Dak has been in the league. That's not the only time, you know. Like, what about the times he didn't make the playoffs? Is that on Dak too?
Sometimes we went 9-8 and missed the playoffs. Or 2020, I mean, he was hurt.
Yeah, it's just, what I think they should do personally is they should rework his contract, maybe backload it a little bit more, so you're taking less of a hit now, so you could get guys, because they're in a win now mode. You got to think about it like that, because Dak is older, right? So why not backload the money, get some pieces around Dak, and just go all in?
I think so. You got CD, Pickens, Javonte Williams if we get him back.
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson. I think we have a top 5 offense, like on the paper. And I think we can play as the number 1 offense. So if you have the top 15 defense, top 10 defense, and a top number 1 offense, you can go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And you got to think of teams like the Patriots that, like, defensively ranked. We weren't really ranked the highest in the regular season, but in the postseason, I don't know, a light switch flicked, and we were like the best defense in the postseason, you know? Like, teams can get hot. So that's
made
another
CJ Stroud look silly.
Yeah. Made CJ Stroud look like a bum, dude. So
he did.
If I was Jerry, dude, I would backload that contract, draft defensive pieces. You have all them first round picks. go use them, whether it's you're trading for someone that's already proven, taking somebody in the draft. I think you guys need secondary, in my opinion.
We do. I mean,
I
our
just think
safeties,
yeah.
we have Malik Hooker, 30+ years old. Why can't I think of his Mike? I can't even think of my own player's name right now for some reason.
Fake Cowboys fan.
Bro, what's his name, bro?
I can't help you. I don't really know. I know Malik is
Donovan Wilson, I believe. Donovan Wilson, number 6. He's our strong safety. Yep. He's 30+.
You guys just need like a true boundary corner. You guys are kind of playing corner by committee, which is kind of I ain't never seen a team do that. Corner by committee.
The injuries is low-key crazy, dude. Diggs got a TV stand, fell onto his head. Trayvon Diggs. He was putting the TV up. The TV fell on his head. He was out for 4 or 5 week games because of it.
Is that real?
That is real. That is real. That is why he was out for games, is because bro literally was putting a TV and like the TV fell on his head.
Dude, that's fucking nuts.
Deron Bland was out. Kalen Carson was out.
That's nuts, dude.
But yeah, bro, dude, yeah, that's the reason. And so I think, and like linebacker, I think our linebacker.
I was gonna bring up linebackers next. You could look at a guy like, now I think I asked you yesterday. I'd feel bad asking you again about where you guys pick. What
it's
do you guys
12
pick?
And like 19 or something like that.
Dude, I would look at a guy like Sonny Styles for that linebacking core, dude. He is 6'4".
Where did he come out of?
Ohio State. He's 6'4". He's hyper athletic, dude. This dude can play sideline to sideline. He's quick. Think of a guy like, I'd compare him to like what's a good comp? Patrick Queen.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. He's quick. He's side to side. He can blitz, or even a Roquan Smith, just not as
JOK.
Yeah, JOK. I like that comparison. But he's another guy that is like beefy, but he's not slow beefy. He would be honestly, I like that fit. That's a match made in heaven.
Because we have like Maurice Luafau. He didn't play that well. Jack Sanborn didn't play well. Logan Wilson he didn't play a lot. Like, even though we traded for him, he didn't play a ton. And so it just didn't feel good. Didn't look good.
Well, that's about all I got, buddy. If you got anything you want to bring up, feel free.
I mean, other than the Cowboys got to be Super Bowl champs, right?
Yeah. You so confident in that? You should go get it tatted.
No, come on now.
Well, that's all we got for you guys, man. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I hope you guys, enjoyed some of what we said. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, share it to your grandma. Maybe she's a Dak Prescott fan. I don't know.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Not hopefully for me, but, hopefully for him. I appreciate you coming on, dude. Anytime, bro, you want to come on, just let me know.
Make sure to leave some comments about the video.
Yeah, leave some comments. Tell me what you guys think. I know you guys love to tell me what I thought about Justin Herbert. So, go ahead.
Maybe like 7 or 8, maybe.
Yeah. I would even put him at 6 even. Like, that's the thing. When I say top 5, I'm not saying he's a bum. Like, damn.
This is like Mahomes better, Allen better, Jackson better, Stafford better, Dak better. Boom.
Yeah, there you go. Now who I'd put at 5.
All right.
There you go. Yeah, leave comments, leave likes, leave subscribes, leave everything. I don't know. Just don't leave my channel without subscribing.